Alrighty traders, George here, and time for a look at the week ahead. Here's what's on my radar. To start out with Apple. We've been talking about this key price point up here at 127. There's a lot of trading commitment there, and just another phase to this bull rally here. So a lot of strength with price moving over that. And as we head into earnings here, 148.73, 165.92. Those are my next two key forecasted targets, and I'm expecting both of them to be hit and resistance swings to be put in at those locations. I've got these listed here as short targets, but really I'm thinking about them more as buy zones if it happens to pull back. If it breaks down at this level, there's a little bit of commitment, just a little bit lower, about 118 or so. And then again at about 112s. They're so close to each other for such a high price stock. More importantly, right at about the 382 retrace, we have this balance beam here. So just north of 100, this third target that I have, this would be a real good one to look at for some sort of a whipsaw emotional sell-off on news. If we get a pullback into these areas here, these would be good zones to look to buy. If we break down below 100 though, that starts a new phase to an area where there's not as much trading commitment, and that could see price move down anywhere from about 85 down to about 75. Don't roll your eyes too hard on that, because if you've been following what I've been showing you guys, you would have remembered this, where we got down to 393 and then projected back up, which is exactly what happened there. So bigger picture, there's a lot of strength for Apple to be over 127. It's essentially moving into new all-time highs here, and these will be two key resonance zones as they move up and hit these targets. Anything lower here, buy zone, and it would be a warning below 100. So that's what I want to keep an eye on for Apple. We'll be looking at this more in the live room. Next up on the list. So next up, oil. Talked about the bullish transition here of oil bouncing off of the balance beam here, looking for a continuation up. We've got up to this balance beam here. The spike here is about 56.40. Top line comes in towards 58, bottom at about 55. So there's about a $2.70 range here. We're trading a little bit above the spike. So that 56.40 fulcrum point right there is a good tipping point to watch for bigger picture price action. And we might see a bunch of oscillation there this week before they figure out what they want to do. But bigger picture, as we stay over 57, that puts this upside into play. And 61.30, 63.24s, and 66.74s, the next three key zones to watch to the upside. The bulls have it in a real good spot to make that happen, but if they start breaking down below 57, look for this spike here at 56.40 as a trigger for more weakness. Then things open up a bit more, and these are some zones to watch: 55.40, 53.25, and 50.64 being the dominant spike down here. So oil's gone along on this secondary rally pretty well here and staying over the low 56s, showing some strength there. This is a real good spot for the oil bulls to really step on it and pop it up into the 60s. We'll be on top of that in the live room. These are the two main things I'm watching this week, but of course we'll be looking at more in the live room. Use the link at the bottom of the video. You can hop in there. We'll talk about more position trade setups, and we'll look at some live day trading as well. Until then, we'll see you back in the live room.